We are literally in the dumpster. They threw out a piece of history here. It's just too cool to throw out. What's up, guys? It's Gary. So I want to talk about restoration versus original. And basically, when is it appropriate or even feasible to restore an old thing, whatever, vehicle, mower, object, doesn't matter. Something that's very old, something that's classic, that basically is all original, has lived the test of time, and has all of the battle scars still on it. The original paint, maybe it's mostly gone and rusty, but there's a certain level of originality that I think, in my opinion, as far as my own, preference, is something you don't want to always touch. You don't want to mess with it. And, I got a couple comments in the old Springfield mower video. One in particular, or there might have been just one comment that I'm thinking of, but it might have been a couple, where it was like, hey, now you can restore that. Hey, good job. Now you can restore it. And it might have been the same guy or might have been a different comment saying, please don't hot rod that thing. And I gotta say, I kind of was thinking of doing something like that. But in doing anything to it, I was not planning on messing with the actual paint, or lack thereof for that matter. There's something about this thing and any kind of old, old cars and stuff, that I just really like originality, even if that originality is worn, mostly worn off. And you can see this obviously does still have, it's hard to tell maybe with the lighting, but there's plenty of green paint on there, and well, what used to be white is mostly rust. I do have a plan to maybe bring that back a little bit, but I don't plan on restoring this thing. Now, there's a couple of really big reasons why I don't plan on restoring it. One, I'm not a restoration guy, like I said. I don't like restorations, really. I don't want to put money into it. It's not even worth that much money, right? And I don't have all the parts for it. I don't have the deck for it. So restoration, not really going to happen on this thing. But also, like I said, there's something about it. There's something about the originality of it. To me, a restored vehicle, again, I could be talking about a car, a classic car or a classic mower, tractor, whatever. The originality, to me, is what makes it cool. A guy painted that, or I'm sure it was like painted by somebody, because it's a 1962. They didn't have automated paint jobs in the factories back then, I don't think. Some guy bought that in 1962 and mowed his lawn with it, and it probably mowed somebody's lawn for maybe a couple decades. It still has all of that originality to it. The people that touch that machine, it's all still there. And again, like the same thing goes for cars. Like, they're only original once. Now, there is obviously a certain level of too far gone, and that's why I brought this other thing out here, this Thunderbird power car, which some of you have seen the video last year. This is a 1955 Thunderbird power car, or Thunderbird Junior bi-power car. Basically, this is an old electric go-kart that was built in Connecticut by the power car company, the Thunderbird Junior. And these are quite rare. Very rare. The only thing is, it's unfortunately in very, very bad shape. So somebody cut the rear fenders. It's supposed to have, Thunderbirds. A 55 Thunderbird has like a skirted fender. It's missing the taillights. It's missing the bumpers. The interior is pretty well gone. It does have the remnants of the original vinyl seat. There was like would have been red vinyl panels, probably cardboard or something covered in vinyl that covered the sides. But it's all there. I mean, well, what's not there isn't there, right? Underneath, I mean, the chassis and everything, the running gear, it's an electric powertrain run off a 6-volt battery. It's mostly there. I mean, it's there, but it's kind of disassembled in some way, like the brushes are out of the motor for some reason. But this thing, I would say, is possibly too far gone to restore. But I mean, as a parts machine, it is definitely valuable, and frankly, the body is still savable. So would somebody restore that thing? I don't know. I mean, these Thunderbird power cars in complete, like, good condition are worth upwards of $3,000 to $4,000. And I just recently was watching an older, I don't know how old it was, but I was watching an American Pickers episode where a guy had a whole stash of these bodies, bunch of different variations, because they made a bunch of different cars over the years, and he had only one complete one, and he ended up selling a body, just a bare body, and then another body and something else, like a 3-deal package for like $1,700. There's some value to these things, but again, originality versus restored. So the body he sold in that was all original paint and everything, and I mean paint. I mean, it actually had paint on it. This thing, obviously, there's basically no paint. You can see it used to be red with a red interior. I'm guessing somebody sanded it down. I think that's what happened there. So getting back to the Springfield, what am I really going to do with it? I'm not too sure, because if I was going to hot rod it per se, I was probably going, well, actually, I'm not even going to discuss it. I had a couple ideas, I'll put it that way. But I'm not so sure I want to go that far, because again, the originality of the machine. I fell in love with the machine as it is. Like, just the fact that it exists still, and I pulled it out of a dumpster. I mean, I knew the person who owned it, but I didn't know it existed until it was up for grabs in a dumpster. And yeah, it's kind of like one of those things. Do you really want to mess with it? I kind of don't. And I'll just say that this is more or less a backup plan video, because what we're actually doing is we're working on this guy, which actually came from the same place that these guys came from. So that came out of the dumpster, that was still sitting in their barn, and that was sitting in another side barn, and all three of those came home with me last year. And this guy here was supposed to be today's video, but I ran into a bit of a snag, so it's going to end up probably being next week, hopefully. And now this, I'm not even going to think twice about it. I mean, it's mid-80s, it's cool, but it's not something where I'm like, oh, it's too classic, I don't want to mess with it, I don't want to hot rod it. I have no hesitation pulling this thing apart. That's actually a lie. I have a little bit of hesitation because I do, again, I like it certain things as they are, and it is kind of cool as it is. But once we get it to the point of running and driving, I may go further with it, but we'll discuss that when that video comes out. And you know, one of the things that came up into my mind when I was thinking about doing this video is back when I was like 18, I got a project car. Me and my dad got a project car to work on. It was a 55 DeSoto Fireflight. And at that time, like early 2000, early mid 2000s, 2005 or so, originality in old cars wasn't really a known or popular thing. When I say known, I mean it wasn't like a popular thing. Like today, and in say the past decade or so, patina is the word, the hot word is patina. Old cars that still have that original patina, which is exactly how I would describe the Springfield. That's patina right there. It wasn't really a thing. It was all about restorations and hot rodding. And I wanted a hot rod. I wanted American Graffiti. I wanted 2-lane blacktop. And so the biggest regret I ever had was sanding the original paint off of that car. It had an amazing like seafoam green with white inlays, and it was missing some of the side trim, but it was kind of all there. I mean, the whole car presented itself in a way that when I look back at the pictures, which I got to see if I can find, man, I should have never touched it. But of course, me and my dad, the first thing we did was sand all the paint off and spray it flat black, put a set of chromies on it, and there you go, hot rod. Cut the exhaust out. It had a perfectly original, maybe not original as a 50-year-old car, but it had a totally quiet, stock style exhaust, single exhaust, 2-to-1 single, out the back, didn't make a peep. Literally probably the first week I had it, the Sawzall cut that baby right off. And then we got shorty headers for it, realized that those wouldn't work because of the steering, so ultimately I never actually even got the car on the road. It just sat in the driveway. I messed with it. I worked on it for a number of years on and off, completely rebuilt the brakes on it, and really it just ended up I just sold it. That was it. I just gave up on it. But that was kind of a long-winded way of saying I really regretted not just putting it on the road and driving it as it was, and it was just so cool as it was, but I didn't appreciate that at the time. And the thing about a restored vehicle, like, you go to a car show and you see a fully restored car, it doesn't do as much for me personally. I don't get as excited about that. If I see an old car with a little bit of rust, a little bit of patina, you can tell that it's just all original and it just still exists. There's something about that. It came out of the factory that way and it's still like that. If somebody restores it, I'm not hating on people that restore cars or their restored beautiful products that they end up with. But it doesn't do anything for me. I mean, that guy just painted that car. That guy just painted that mower. It's his now. It's his paint job. It's his art project. And it's not the same as far as I'm concerned. They're still awesome. They still look cool when they're restored, right? Any kind of mower, like you see old wheel horses and stuff like that restored, old Cub Cadets restored. And yeah, they do look really cool when they're fully restored. But it just, to me, I like the originality. I like the older look, the original look. But at the end of the day, what do I really love? I love modifying things. Every car I've ever had, I could not help myself but to modify it. And it's no different with the mowers. That's like what this channel is based on, right? We're tearing down mowers, which are sort of just something you'd never look twice at. It's just a lawn tractor you're going to mow your lawn with, and stretch it out, put different wheels and tires on it, cool sounding exhaust, make it fast. That is hot rodding, and that is really why I call the original hot rod tractor the hot rod tractor. And it's just something that I can't help. It's something I'm always going to do. So even something as original as this old Agway, I'm probably going to tear into it. But when it comes to like true classics like that 62 Springfield, I think I'm just not going to touch it. I don't know though. I can't make that promise. So tell me what you guys think. Originality or restoration? Leave it alone or hot rod it? I'm always going to be a hot rodder, so it's just going to be what I like, and I can't help it. So that's going to be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and you know what to do. Tune in next time. Hopefully we'll be getting that old Agway going. See you guys next time.